Hello, my name is Kyle Flemish, and I'm here to present a little bit of a project that Taylor, Kelly, and I have created. We thought that there is not enough staff developments. I know you may think that's a little crazy, but what we want to do is kind of change the way staff developments are done. We wanted it to be a DIY, do-it-yourself kind of Web 2.0 for educators. So before I get into my presentation, I'd actually like to kind of show you what our website looked like that we actually created for educators to come to. So when you first come onto our website, you'll see that there's an introduction that teachers can kind of understand what we're really trying to do. Down the left side here, you'll notice that we have lots of different resources shown. Some of them we're going to talk about, but there's others there that just seem to be very popular right now. So we put those down there so that anyone would be able to go ahead and go to those links. Below, we have 5 DIY do-it-yourself learning experiences, one being Rubistar, one being Read Write Think, another Kahoot, ClassDojo, and Pinterest. And then after those lessons, we have a little bit of a survey to kind of see if what we're doing is truly beneficial. Alright, so let's get into this presentation. Alright, so our DIY Web 2.0 for educators. The problems that we were trying to address is not obviously motivation. There is a motivation for most educators to learn some of these newer aspects, especially with technology. What we found as the problem was time and even the environment to be able to learn about these 2.0 applications. So those were the two things. Now, why this will work according to our 4 C's is I picked, well, not really picked, but things that came to Taylor and I were communication. Obviously, we're communicating that there is a need out there and that teachers are willing to learn. So we wanted to give them that ability to learn to communicate with us through a self-directed process. Critical thinking, obviously any educator that went to our site had to really think about how they could implement this into their classroom or into their school. And then creativity was the other area where I thought this would really work the best, where you could be very creative with some of these Web 2.0 applications that we've given, and they all really enhance lessons. Alright, the technology that we use for this solution, we had Google Sites, obviously, as well as our platform that we use to host all of our video lessons. We also had Google Forms. That was the survey that we used to assess if what we did was beneficial for educators and what they were really wanting to even learn more about. Then we obviously used a YouTube and/or Screencast-O-Matic to actually create our video lessons to put onto our Google site. Okay, so who used this Google site? We had educators K through 12. There were about 8 different volunteers that we had try this out. The steps that we used to complete the lesson were obviously to access the Google site, start with the introduction, choose at least 2 or 3 of the videos to watch, and then finish and then fill out the survey once they were done. How long did the lessons take? They really anywhere from about 5 minutes to 15 minutes, the lesson videos were, and even the introduction. And then, of course, where did these educators complete the lessons? That was probably the best thing about it. They were able to go to the environment that was most beneficial for them. Most of them took it home, sat down on the couch or in a comfy chair, and that's where they watched their videos and completed their survey. Alright, the results were astounding, I thought. I didn't think we would get this good of results, but hey, it worked out in our favor. Out of the 8 people who did it, they all were in education currently. It says mark the level, as you can see, K through 5. We had 6 of the 8, and then obviously 1 in middle school, 1 in high school. Okay, how do you currently use technology? Some people are using smartboards, doing research, tablets, QR readers. I mean, there was just really it was a very broad spectrum, from PowerPoint presentations to games to modeling to practice to, just so many different things. Even relying on their phone. All right, so 7 of the 8 felt very comfortable, or at least comfortable with technology, where one person actually felt somewhat comfortable with it, so depending on what videos they watched. All right. Some of their fears and frustrations. This was pretty much, the same for everyone. That our school, the internet always messes up a lot. That's what I noticed a lot. Wi-Fi drops out. Sometimes it's not working, so you have to go to Plan B. Those were the big fears and frustrations with technology. And then the videos that were watched. Obviously, you can see the Kahoot had the most, with 75% of the people watching it, but Rubistar was probably one of the lower ones, with only 25% watching it. Okay, we asked the question, were the videos helpful? And we didn't really go into very much detail with that, but all 8 said that they were very helpful, and they really liked the fact that they could go back and watch these videos over and over again, and even share them with other people. Another question that we definitely wanted to know was, would you like to learn more about it? That motivation part that I talked about earlier. And of course, they all said yes, they would like to. Some wanted to learn more about quiz creators like Quizstar. Some wanted to learn more about Google Drive, how to use it and help enhance lessons within their classroom. And then, Padlet and Prezi were also there. So the lessons that we learned from this was there is a willingness out there. Teachers really do want to embrace technology. They don't want to be, behind the curve when it comes to technology. And so really there was a need for an opportunity, a time, because they're so busy during the day, they hardly get planning. They get home, they're grading papers, they're getting lessons ready, they're doing so much that there's really not very much opportunity for teachers to learn more about these Web 2.0 applications. So by doing this DIY website, where they can do it themselves, they can move at their own pace. They really like the fact that they could stop and do something else and come back to it and be able to have that ability to do so. And then, of course, the self-paced videos and lessons seem to be somewhat of a solution. From who I talked to, just in a somewhat of an informal interview, the teachers really enjoyed it. And one of the thoughts that I had was to kind of set up staff developments at schools to where you have these videos that they can watch and be self-paced, be a DIY or a DIY, where they can go on and do it themselves and really embrace their own learning. So that's kind of what we learned from this lesson. I hope you enjoyed this, and have a great day.